Hey, what it do? I ain't got no music in the background right now because we're gonna play some videos, and I don't feel like hearing wind chimes over videos. But today we are going to go over some some blackity blackity indigenous black Indian ya black. We was here and we was black. Melanated. All right. We're gonna go over I don't know why I said that. We're gonna go over a a paradigm, an indigenous paradigm, an indigenous so-called black indigenous paradigm. I got a couple people who find my channel and they might see a thumbnail. They'll see one thumbnail, they won't even watch the video. They'll look at the thumbnail. They'll watch the first 10 seconds of the video. Meanwhile, in the video, I'm going over sources, like sources on sources on sources on sources, cross-referencing sources and shit, showing you, Ganapati Ganesha statues in the Olmecs domain and stuff like that, showing you so many things to where it's just undeniable what's going on. You know, I be showing people to where it's undeniable, and people will watch the first 2 seconds of the video and then leave some dumbass uninformed comment. And I be like, okay, cool. You ain't gotta agree with me. That's fine. I don't, want to force people to agree with me. I'm gonna just show you what it is. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you what is out here and what it is. I'm not over here making anything out of my head. I'm just going back through the sources, putting it together, weaving it together. That's all I'm doing. So if you don't agree with that, cool, fine. Weave your own picture together and make your own videos, you know? And when you want to leave something bad and you say, "Oh, you said something bad, you did this or you did that. This is wrong, that's wrong." Fine, cool. I am open to learning. I am open to changing my mind on certain topics. Please show me. That's how you grow. So if you want to leave a comment and say, hey, on 5342, this isn't exactly right, this right there, and then I look at it and then I go, okay, well, you got a point. That actually makes sense. This actually helps me understand it better. I'm fine. I'm cool with that. I have no ego. Please show me. Please. But just to leave a comment and then you just this is this and you suck and then like, bro, you're not even interacting with the information being present. You're just assuming, and at that point there's no conversation. There is no conversation because I can show you people in yoga poses. I can show you the remnants of the culture. I can show you the cultural continuity. So, whether you're mad or not, that's on you, dude. That's on you. You feel me? But anyways, I got some videos today. We're gonna go over some videos. We're gonna let a couple other people cook. I've been cooking a lot recently. Honestly, I ain't even really want to do a video today. But you know what, bro? I'm consistent. And I understand in this YouTube shit, the only thing that separates you from anybody else is consistency. Just being able to deal with people's bullshit on comments, telling you to stop, telling whatever. They just want to tell you to stop, and being okay with dealing with one view of video, goddamn, but just not giving a fuck, just still doing it anyway, just still doing it and making everything cohesive. So I really don't care if one person watches this. I don't care if 100 people watches. I don't care if 1,000 people watches it. I don't care if 1,000,000 people watch this. At the end of the day, this information is important to me because it's important to my ancestors, and it allows me to progress on my spirituality. So regardless of what impression it has on anybody else, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I don't care. How the universe takes it is how the universe takes it. But at the end of the day, I am showing the universe that I am looking within and I'm finding a lot of information. So, that being said, I'm gonna keep going. Every single day, I'm gonna keep making videos. I be showing so many people stuff, and it's like people don't even know what to say. You know, I overwhelm people with knowledge. That's a problem. I guess that's a problem. But when somebody asks me a question and they ask it from a perspective that's super duper, super just programmed, brainwash, well, I'm not gonna sit here and allow you to weave a delusion around me. I'm not. So if you don't want to do the work, the homework to learn who you are and what it is and what is not, and go through all of this, that's fine for you. You keep your paradigm. 100%. You keep your paradigm. Cool. But if you have something progressive to say and you want to add on to the information or anything like that, that's fine as well. Do it, but be a fucking be mature. Be mature. A lot of people on this internet, man, y'all are not mature, man. And it's just like, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. But it's just I have to address these things. I really do have to address these things. But I will say thank you for 100 subscribers. We finally had 100 subscribers. Um, and if you're new and this is your first time tuning in, this channel we go over essentially a diaspora, a hidden diaspora that is the so-called African American, right? Or one aspect, because there are multiple so-called African Americans. So we really just taking the strings apart. We making things make sense, and you get it from a chi perspective. You get it from my perspective, from my ancestry. Now you can get it from the KFC bucket hat people too. Go ahead, you can do that. If you wear the KFC bucket hat, bro, I'm sorry. That's cool, bro. That's you, bro. I can't rock with that, and my people wasn't rocking with that. But if that's what you do, bro, go ahead by all means. But do not push that shit on me. Do not push that shit on me. You can look goofy talking to these goddamn police officers, talking about some motherfucking treaty from 1300s and shit, and these and you give them a motherfucking ID and you wearing a bucket hat. You can do that goofy ass shit. I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that goofy ass shit because I know that these motherfuckers don't care. So I'm gonna be like water and I'm gonna move around these niggas. That's how I am. You feel me? You can be how you want to be. A lot of these, a lot of these Moors that are out here, y'all are like, man, we gonna war, we gonna army, we gonna have an army, we gonna do this, we gonna get our inheritance back. We gonna do this, we gonna do that, and it's like, look, I looked at the math on y'all. I really did like, and let me show y'all. Let me just pull up the calculator. I know I wasn't supposed to do this, but fuck it, bro. I don't care. This is my show. All right, this is my show. All right, so y'all, the Moors, right? Y'all Moors, Adelons, y'all shit ended in 1492. All right, every 200 years there is a change in the economy, change in how people do things, or some sort of revolution or something like that. So you add 200 to each 1492, you got one change, which is 1692. What was happening around this time? Well, the United States started forming as a country, right? 1692, 17, early 1700s, right? United States started forming. Slave trade was booming. Well, was started to be picking up and stuff like that. Mississippian period essentially was already ended, and all of that, right? You was bringing Eurasian slaves over here and all of this stuff, digging for gold and all of that right here during this time, right? And then you add 200 again. Um, you add 1892. So what do you get? Like this is around the time after all of the wars. When was the Civil War? What was I know I'm gonna get cooked for this because I don't know when the Civil War was. They're like, "How you gonna be a historian and you don't know when the Civil War was?" Shit, I knew it was after. Yeah, 1861. I thought so. So yeah, 1861 Civil War had just ended. People got emancipated. People was getting hung on trees. Johnny Come Lately come to power. People like Donald Trump, started popping up. Not Donald Trump specifically, but you got your mega millionaire, billionaire people, wealth inequality, foreigners coming in, yada yada. You at the bottom of the totem pole. So this your first 200, all right, where everything switched before the royalty, and then you got another 200, all right. So switch the oh shit, uh yeah, if you do another 200, this is 2092. So y'all ain't due for anything new until 2092. You got more of this lies, more of this bullshit. All right, at least more lies, and at least several more years of this. And this might be the 200 years within this. This might be having to start over. They shit ended or whatever like that, and something new happened, and y'all have to start from the beginning. But 2092 is the next time y'all is up next, up next, up next, Morris. I'm just telling y'all that just off of the mathematics. All right, off of the mathematics. But that's just how I look at history. That's called calendrics. There's multiple things that you can do. You can find dates, but I say that because in 1492, well, before 1492, how many years of slavery was y'all running? How many wars was y'all on? How much religious stuff y'all was on and all of that? Like y'all got that karmic cycle. Y'all was doing that shit for at least a couple thousand years. So really, that shit got to balance out. It's not balanced out all yet. Y'all karma's still running, so y'all still got certain mindsets that y'all not gonna be able to get out of for the next couple couple people, couple groups. But that's just how I go. Anyways, we gonna put on bruh right here because I don't even know why I got into all of that. um, we got the book Creation Myths by the Creek Indians. Is a compilation of a whole bunch of elders, chiefs, all types of people, anthropologists and everything. Really, really, really good and dense. 350 pages of stuff about the Southeast, as far as the indigeneity. But of course, the Southeast is essentially an aspect of California, it's an aspect of Mexico, it's an aspect of Asia, it's an aspect of all of that. So it's just the same stuff pretty much all over. This is why you'll get the same type of cosmology across many different uh so-called cultures. They're essentially the same culture. All right, so we're gonna read some of that, but before we get into that, we're gonna let Bruh right here cook. Let him cook. Y'all heard about this? Y'all heard about this Artemis shit, right? We got the Artemis dudes, right? These Artemis people, everybody sucking their dick now. Oh my god, you're brave, you're brave, oh, you're so brave, you're so brave. You went up in the sky. You went up in the sky. You went around the moon. Oh my god. Black guy in space. It's black guy. We see black guy. One black guy in space. First black guy. Yeah. Let's forget about Epstein. Let's forget about this fucking war that makes no fucking sense. Let's forget about all of this goddamn debt we about to have to atone for and shit. Let's forget about all of that and let's look at this goddamn rocket. Let's see us do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody, this is a moment in history. Artemis, yay! Right? One big black guy, he in space. One black guy, he's space guy. The niggerman, he's in space. They trying to get everybody in their bed. they trying to they trying to get everybody in their bed. Hell nah. We got Johnny. We got Black Guy. Yay. Walrus looking at nigga. Chauncey Billups looking at nigga. Goddamn. Derek Fisher looking at nigga. We got Katie, Suzanne, and we got Johnny Bravo over here with this butt chin right here. You know what I'm saying? They get the crew going to space. They, we gotta be patriotic. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? These ain't nothing but some motherfucking actors, man. These ain't nobody y'all need to be big up, and these people ain't did shit. You know, and there's a reason why, because we gonna go over the cosmology. I don't care what none of you niggas gotta say about who some Sir Isaac Newton said, niggas. I don't give a fuck about what you said about some Neil deGrasse Tyson, Mikio Kaku, M. McGraw Hill, Walter Plecker ass bullshit. I don't want to hear none of you niggas talk nothing about no cosmology because y'all don't even know y'all history. All right? Y'all don't even know y'all history. Y'all niggas is not qualified to be talking about nothing or making fun of nobody. Cause how much science have you did, nigga? When the last time your ass had a goddamn telescope, nigga? Talking about, yo, you can't be flat earth for this and this and that. Why y'all stupid? When the last time your ass did some science, Bill Nye science guy ass shit, nigga? You don't do no damn science. Your ass be sitting in the goddamn room. Your ass be sitting in the goddamn room on your motherfucking phone, ain't doing shit, but leaving comments and shit on a goddamn YouTube video. Shut your bitch ass up before I slap the fire at your ass, nigga. Trying to tell people what they should and should not believe because we got one black guy in space. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. I ain't trying to hear y'all niggas try to tell me what the world is and what the world ain't. Your ass don't know shit. I listen to my ancestors, man. I listen to what the fuck they got to say. So if they said some shit, I believe them. Why? Because y'all got an incentive to lie to me. Just like how y'all lied about people's origin. Just like how y'all lied about all of this geology and why we see the geology that we do. Y'all lie about everything. Y'all lie about languages. Y'all lie about peoples. Y'all lie about everything. So why should I believe that you went to space? Give me one reason why I should. Because we got this animated video that say we did it, and you don't believe me? Oh, you're so stupid. If it's true, it's true, my nigga. If it's true, it's true. You feel me? I ain't gotta say, I ain't gotta believe that without air I'ma die. Without air I'ma die, gang. That's true. So whatever the fuck y'all niggas on, y'all be bending over backwards trying to make some shit make sense, and y'all don't be making no sense. But yeah, let me let bro cook, man.
You watched animation. In almost seeming desperation to keep the government's official story about the 1960s and 70s moon landing alive, Glenn Beck asked astrophysicist Hugh Ross if there's any proof that we did go to the moon. Check this out.
So a lot of people, and maybe you can help on this, a lot of people say we never even went to the moon the first time. I find that amazing, but people actually believe it, and they say, it's because this radiation belt, we can't get through the radiation belt and all this stuff.
Yeah, the radiation belt and all this stuff, the dangerous radiation that would destroy your electronics and kill everybody inside of a tin can coated with aluminum foil, traveling thousands of miles per hour through space, those radiation belts or whatever.
Cook.
Totally minimizing a huge factor.
Cook.
Did we go to the moon? And does it matter?
Yeah, I actually got to watch the moon landing live on television.
Oh, you watched it on television, did you, Hugh? Well, Buzz Aldrin, who actually claims to have been there, says, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
I don't want to be presumptuous here. I can call you Buzz. Okay.
So that's a legal name, passport,
Okay.
driver's license.
And I am Uncle Coney tonight.
You see, bro, like he like, yeah, whatever, nigga. You not funny, bro. Let's get on with the conversation.
This is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't.
Nope.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with.
I have very hazy
I
memories.
know.
Well,
Oh, it was animation, says Buzz Aldrin. So just to recap, Hugh Ross says he watched the moon landing on TV.
Actually got to watch the moon landing live on television.
And Buzz Aldrin, who's probably more of an expert than Hugh Ross, says, no, you didn't.
No, you
Which
didn't.
was-
No, you didn't.
what?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation.
So Glenn Beck and Hugh Ross say the moon landing was real because Hugh watched it on television, and Buzz Aldrin says it was animation.
You watched animation.
Did we go to the moon? And does it matter?
Yeah, I actually got to watch the moon landing live on television when I was much younger. And what really thrilled me was watching Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong putting up a laser reflector. There's now 3 laser reflectors on the moon. Physicists beam laser beams off them every single day.
Ugly ass nigga.
Yes, because of those
Slenderman
laser
looking ass
reflectors
nigga.
that the Apollo astronauts put on the moon, that were able to test theories of gravity to a degree we've never been able to do before. So somebody put those laser reflectors there.
Well, probably aliens.
Guy Fieri looking ass nigga.
It really it's very frustrating because there is evidence like the laser.
Well, for example,
reflectors.
even the vehicles left behind by the astronauts are still there, and they're being photographed on a regular basis.
Oh wow.
And here are some of those photographs that Hugh is talking about.
Let's see 'em.
From
Let's
the
see 'em.
Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter.
Let me see what you're talking about, bro.
Look how crystal clear those pictures are. You can tell
Oh, wow.
exactly what's going on.
Oh,
here.
wow.
Oh, there's a photo taken during the Apollo mission of one of the rovers they left behind.
Wow.
Here's a YouTube video that has nothing but animation.
Oh.
Here's the animation overlay from
It's
the
evidence.
video. Here's a photo of a rock on the moon. And
Wow,
take
a
our
rock.
word for it from these grainy photos. This is actually the astronaut track to the lunar module, and these are the rover tracks.
I believe.
Yeah, can't get more proof than that, right, Hugh? Oh, and look at this article from planetary.org in the Planetary Society. New lunar reconnaissance orbiter shows Apollo sights in sharpest detail yet. Are you ready for some sharp detail? Feast your eyes on that
Oh,
right there.
wow.
Just take our word for it. That's the lunar module.
Type
And then
shit. We ain't gonna watch the whole video, but y'all get it. Y'all get it. You know, it's another video I want y'all to watch. You seriously believe that? Really? Are you so stupid? You are literally retarded. Oh my god, you're literally retarded. Fuck out of here, nigga. Buck teeth ass nigga. Trying to tell people what the fuck to believe and what not to believe.
Obvious. It's retarded if you believe we went. Like, it's literally retarded.
Signals had to travel space, oceans, labs, and printing presses. How did everything line up overnight?
If you can look at the footage that I'm about to put below and believe we still went, you are fucking
Who's filming him?
A guy?
How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
And if this was the greatest journey ever, why did the pictures feel instantly ordinary?
I don't know.
So they sent the rocket shit up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking film. Are you fucking serious? He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? They're fucking bouncing around like a fucking jerk off. Watch. Let me show you. There it goes. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to stay behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
Now let me show y'all this one. I just want to show y'all that bro was going in. Alright, let's watch this one right now. What?
Oh my God.
Wow. Boo! Watch it again. Let's watch it again. Boo! What is that? What is that? One more time, bro. This is crazy. Boom. Look like he hit some water or something, didn't it? Let me show y'all another one. You see that? One more time. He at the North Pole with this, so. Crazy, man. Crazy, 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 crazy. I think I got one more. Do I got one more? Let me see. He gonna talk about it a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, I do got one more. No, nigga, I don't want to buy no tools.
Hey, oh wow.
I love that music, right? It just makes you want to get up and do work. Fuck out of here. Let's get into it.
This was until I moved away from home.
A lot of the creation, the so-called flat earthers, they be creationists, but you know, everybody got some truth that they can say.
They're gonna orbit the moon again. But what I think is interesting is when you be Freemasons, you can look this up, and rulers of the world, and
I'm gonna let it cook.
It could have been 325. It could have been 320. Why 322? Associated with be Freemasons. You can look this up and see that back in 2022 went back to the moon. I don't think they didn't land a man on the moon, but the whole point was to launch towards the moon. And you see this flight pattern here where they're gonna orbit the moon again. But what I think is interesting is when you look at the launch itself. This is what you see. Notice that arc. Where's that arc headed? The moon's right here. You can clearly see the moon above.
Remember what I just showed you, Knock? Remember what I just showed you. You see that? Every single time, it seemed like the same thing keep happening. I'm gonna show y'all this one more time. Boo. So he tried to go straight up. Have y'all watched the actual Apollo shit? The actual plane takeoff? I'm gonna show y'all how these niggas be lying, man. Cause the way they did it was just so disingenuous, man. They over here filming everything but the shit that you need to film. We gonna speed it up though.
Explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket.
Speed this bitch up.
NASA has ever launched. Sound suppression, water flow.
All right.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Far 25 engines. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition.
Why is this now?
The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Some people say they zip lined out right there.
Houston, now join the flight integrity Artemis 2 mission route. On time, 30 seconds. Integrity passing. Target milestone. Mission to Houston secret performance of the engines. Core stage. Integrity.
See, he start curving. You see, he start curving. Oh, I'm trying to take advantage of the gravity. As man, shut the fuck up, man.
Mission last time. Passing 1 minute. Virtual mass duty. Communication signal transport confirmed as integrity and circle supersonic.
All he did was just go east. All he did was go up and then out east. And he's just staying at the same thing. He wasting a whole bunch of fuel. You see, he is not going any higher. He is staying right there.
separation extended the 2-minute 90-second mark.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Was he proud of them?
I don't want to see them. I don't care about them. Show the rocket. And then they just flip to this. How we get from this? Oh wait, we ain't even see this split off because they want to show these motherfuckers in the chair.
Converge separation. Main engine throttling up, guidance converge.
Look, it go east. It curves up, and they ain't even show that split off. And then we get this bullshit right here. This look like a goddamn CGI. You really want me to believe this? You really want me to believe this is what y'all niggas saw? This shit like Star Trek, nigga.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time to the Arctic Division. Thrusters of integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state. Head of service module fairing separation. 3 minutes into flight. Integrity 49 miles an altitude, 78 miles downrange. Now passing.
And then we get this right here.
Miles per hour.
What? What is all of it? This shit is so sloppy. It's sloppy work, bro. It is sloppy. But y'all get the point, man. And you see people big up in them and shit. These niggas ain't going nowhere. And we gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna see if I got a little bit more to yeah, I think one more thing I'm gonna show y'all, and then we just gonna get into the cosmology. Let's see, what do they call rocket launch curves? I think one of them dudes brought this up. I think we just looked at it. But every rocket launcher, you know, they try to put something in your face. They try to put some mathematics in your face, try to make it make sense and all of this stuff. Why they got to do it this way. But you see it be going down. It's going down. It just be doing what the rainbows do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all can lie pretty all you want, man. But if it's true, man, it's gonna be everywhere. And I'm inclined to believe my ancestors before I believe y'all on anything. All right. So let's get into the Creek cosmology. For the Creeks, like most native North American cultures, there existed 3 worlds: the upper world, the lower world, and the middle world. The upper world, the world beyond the sky, was the realm of powerful spiritual beings and departed souls. It was permeated with powers of perfection, order, permanence, clarity, and periodicity. The lower world, the world below the earth and the waters, was also perceived as the habitat of many powerful spiritual beings. It was the realm of powers exactly contrary to those of the upper world: reversals, madness, creativity, fertility, and chaos. These 2 worlds, permeated with different and opposing forces, should not, however, be thought of in the European sense of good and evil, but only as different and opposing. The middle world, the world inhabited by humans, was perceived as a flat plain, overarched by a solid vault. As described by the Alabamas, the land of the middle world was a square figure entirely surrounded by water, and the sky was a material mass that was of a half circular form. We just seen all of these half circular forms. All right. Where is it at? Half circular form whose transactions did not touch the land. The sky was believed to rise and fall at intervals so that by watching, a person could pass under its edge. The stars were perceived as stuck on the underside of those of the sky, and the galaxy thought of as Poya Fictal Inini, the spirit's road. And I want to show you. He says the sky was believed to rise and fall at intervals. I want to show you something. Because that's kind of important. And I think it falls around October. That's why they call it fall. And you at October 31st is the solstice, aka when all of these old spirits can go through the firmament, come back, and they take on these Halloween masks and stuff like that. They get gravitated towards that. That is the origin, the origin outside of what they like to say it was Hallows Eve and all of that stuff like that. But you see this? All right, and outside is this realm, he says, that only souls can pass. All right, so wherever they're going, they're trying to go is, number one, is full of radiation. You can't get through it. It's full of radiation. Number two, this is a whole mass. This is a water realm. This is we live in a hydrogen bubble, essentially. This is like another form, a lesser dense form of water, the air. All right. So when he splooshed right here, and then this shit came tumbling down, it's because you can't get past that. It's too dense. It's like trying to hit a wall. And I'm gonna show you something with that, because there are things that show the wall. And he goes over the book of Enoch. I'll let him. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. All right, I'll allow it. I'll allow a little bit of it. All right. Caused by the firmament, right? These spirals, these spires right here. Very dense energy coming from outside of the firmament. I'll show you this way. All right. There's a part when he goes over it specifically. Those spires show the limit of the firmament. He'll map it out right. Where is it at? Right here. See? We need to talk about what that is as well. All right. And all the thunder and all of that. The middle world existed in a precarious balance between those powers, the structure, nature, and human life, and those that rupture order and empower freedom. Powers of both upper and lower worlds could be called upon by humans, but only without allowing the two to come into contact with each other. The cosmic or creative force. Most early records of Creek customs mention a great good spirit ruling in the upper world, whether due to contact with Europeans or for other reasons. The perception of a personified creator among the Creeks is misleading or perhaps a late construct. A more appropriate conception of the life giver would be as an impersonal, creative, or cosmic force that permeates the universe, neither good nor evil, but the embodiment of the upper world forces of perfection, order, permanence, clarity, and periodicity. All right? So this is talking about the concept of God. Let's go over this one more time, because when a lot of y'all say we love God, this God, that upper this, we're going to talk about how the ancestors viewed that concept. Most early records of Creek customs mention a great good spirit ruling in the upper world, whether due to contact with Europeans or for other reasons. The perception of a personified creator amongst the Creeks is misleading, or perhaps a late construct. All right, it's not of ours. A more appropriate conception of the life giver would be as an impersonal. It is not personal. It's an impersonal thing. Or a cosmic force. It's a force. that permeates the universe, neither good nor evil, but the embodiment of the upper world forces of perfection, order, permanence, clarity, and periodicity. So this is essentially just a he says a spirit. That's one way to look at it, but it's just a very, 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 very high overarching intelligence that um, extends over duality and good or evil and stuff like that. This is an impersonal force, so it's completely different than just God. He love me, me love God. I love God. God love me. G name we pray, amen. It ain't that, bro. All right. The Yuchi centered the ceremonial life around the Sao. I think this is what they meant is the Tao, who could easily have been interpreted as a supreme being or deity by Europeans, and perhaps come to be thought of as such among the Yuchi. He was also known as the one who is breath, the giver, and makes Indians, but these names do not confer on Sao the position of a universal or even earthly creator. According to Yuchi mythology and tradition, before there was an earth, many beings existed in a realm under the water and air called Yubahi in the far heights. Beside those beings already mentioned with respect to Yuchi cosmogony, several seem to have had human forms: sun, wind, old woman, old man, iron, or metal, the four cardinal points in the four winds, but apparently none of these ruled supreme over others. It was among these beings in the realm of the far heights of the Sao came to exist. In the Yuchi cosmogony, the Sao originated from a drop of blood that fell from the sun as she made her first trek across the primordial sky. All right, we're gonna we're gonna go a little bit quicker on some of these. All right. The conception of an impersonal cosmic force, neither good nor evil, rather than an intervening supreme being of good, negates the possibility of an evil counterpart to this being. There are, however, the two beings in Yuchi mythology that could at first glance be mistaken for evil counterparts to a supreme being: an evil wizard of obviously worldly origin, and the iron monster, who is obviously a spiritual being, but is not depicted in Yuchi mythology as a counterpart to the supreme being. All right. These myths are rich with symbolism and may offer the closest representation of an evil counterpart to the supreme beings that is to be found in Greek mythology. Skip a little bit over to here, and we could go into the horned serpent, but I'm not gonna get that deep. I just wanted really just wanted to get over the cosmology aspect of everything. And they also said that the stars were within the dome. Like it was painted on the ceiling of the dome. And these Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury and Moon and all of that stuff, these were essentially entities that had their own will and could go wherever they wanted. All right. So that's a completely different thing. But also, if you really get deep into it, they say that each one of the planets are a representation, as above, so below, of chakra, really chakra points. So that's a completely different paradigm than what we are given today. And it's everywhere. All right. So whatever y'all on with the Artemis stuff, y'all can be on. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, every day ends. I'm gonna keep following those trails until it becomes apparent. And I haven't been steered wrong. When I go through sources like this, and then I put two and two together, I start seeing stuff. I start seeing that some of this stuff starts making sense. And that's the point of it. You know, the point isn't just to read it and go and just be like, wow, cool. All right. I'm just gonna forget it and continue thinking the same way. The point is to listen to what they're saying very closely and um find where that is true. Find where that is true. And it's not confirmation bias or anything like that. It's oral tradition being validated, which is good because these people right here can't, these people got to make up so many different lies just to make anything make sense. You know what I'm saying? They got to spend so much money. And I got an ex-girlfriend that work at NASA, and if you watching this, for somehow you got a hold of my channel, what the fuck is you doing? What is you doing over there? Like, why would you be a part of this? All right. And the dude in one of these videos, I ain't let him speak long enough, but he said that NASA is a Hebrew word for deception. It was a Hebrew word for deception and temptation. And there's a lot more other stuff all on the internet about the stuff. You can do your own research to it. And I actually went to school initially in college thinking I was gonna be some scientific, genius or some shit. And I tried to go into astronomy and astrophysics because that stuff genuinely made me curious. I was like, what is all of this stuff? But what was more interesting to me is like, what was the origin of all of this? How did all of this come to be? When I went into those classes, nothing makes sense. It was just regurgitating stuff and believing things and math, And at that point, I was like, I'm good. I'm cool on that. I'll figure this out on my own. And every single day you walk outside and the same stuff presents itself. You're not spinning a billion miles an hour. They say, well, you're talking about a massive object that's spinning like that and all of that. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's none of this is making sense. They're trying to make you think all of these things and make you forget about the stories in the underground, all the underworld stories that they used to talk about. So many underworld stories that they used to talk about. So, that's where my focus is. I don't believe none of these people at all. And I'm more inclined to do more research and study what they have presented to me and see where that makes sense. Because, as I open up my perspective, some of this stuff, like I said, it comes to you, and it's a spiritual thing. But some people don't want to take it there. This is spiritual, your spirituality, la, 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 la. I get it. Cool, because it's the same shit that I do with Christians. Fine. That's cool. But the difference between me and you is that I have an anchor point. I have an anchor point. Your anchor point is your sweaty ass pastor who has diabetes and is taking and stealing money and fucking half the choir. That's who you believe, or you believe these Freemasons that's who you believe because they're wearing a suit and have some letters above their name. That's what you believe. Cool. You can believe that. All right, and see where that gets you. Getting paid off of your ignorance. But anyways, man, this one ain't gonna be too long. I got other stuff I gotta do. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out this hoe.